What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. With that being said, let's get into the TA. Before we start, though, please leave a like on the video. It would help us with the algorithm, and it would put a smile on my face. Get into it. All right, so we're going to start off here with Apple, and I'm going to point out that Apple is above all-time highs right now. I'm going to call this short squeeze territory, right? I'm sure a lot of people were not expecting that, including myself. I was not expecting Apple to push up to all-time highs just because, you know, you can get a rather appealing yield over, it's a guaranteed yield in like 1 to 3 months time. That's like 5%. So I just didn't think this would end up happening. But then again, all right, it happened. And now we're in short squeeze territory. Now I'm going to pop this on. I'm going to point out that your RSI is all the way up here. This is on the daily time frame. And the last time we really compared to that was all the way over here at all-time highs. So you had this over here. I'm going to point this out. All right, you got up here, you pulled back, and I'm going to point out we have a similar scenario going on QQQ as well. So conditions being met that we got to take a look at. All right, but yeah, you did end up seeing a decent sized pullback there, but it wasn't anything special. All right, 5%. And once you got to all-time highs, that's when you had this. All right, your RSI was up here in the exact same spot it is right now. Now, we have not reached this in the bear market. This is probably having a lot of people scratch their heads, say, hey, are we in a new bull market? And I'm just going to let you guys know, all right? Turns happen when there's optimism in the market. And yeah, well, tops form when there's optimism in the market, and then bottoms form when there's pessimism in the market. So right now, what do you think we have? We have people, you know, Apple's at all-time highs. Let's be completely real with this one, all right? I'm sure a lot of people, anyone who is doubting themselves over here, saying like, oh, yeah, I think the market only goes up, but I'm not going to buy into it. Well, they probably FOMO'd into it. All right, so that's what I'm getting at. Like, this is where tops get put in. Also, even on the weekly time frame, we are getting up here, which is suggesting, yeah, we're going to have an extended pullback, not just the one I'm pointing out over here on the daily time frame. So this is going on because of Apple's new like $3,000 VR/AR headset that they're releasing. It's not out yet, and there is no actual specific price point, but that is what the analysts are taking their shots at it. All right, now we're going to move over to SPX. I'm going to point out right off the bat, your RSI is approaching 70, so the RSI is up at 67.35. We can have some more room to run. All right, we did have the increasing buy volume on QQ and SPY the other day, which did suggest we're going to be seeing, well, the buyers are going to get their way. So either, well, they were likely going to get their way. So we're either going to get a push higher above this high of, what was this over here at 428.74, or you're going to see a gap up. You saw both. So buyers did end up getting their way. QQ, I'm going to point out you are approaching your 359.93 gap fill right here, which is all the way up here. Now, I'm just saying, guys, all right, we do not have conditions for this to be going on, but the charts are the charts. And I told you guys in the Sunday video, the weekly update, that, hey, if you really do want to safely short this thing, if you don't want to be jumping the gun and pretty much just risking it for the biscuit, you're going to wait for a turn. All right, and you're going to need this 346.51 to break over here on QQ. And SPY, you're going to need this all the way down here at 416 to break, which would be that exact level 416.22. So let's just put that on the chart real quick. 416, come on. There we go. All right, 416.22. There we go. So I also will point out that you do have this gap fill over here at, what is this? The high of day 422.92. So I am looking for this to come down and get filled. All right. I am looking for rejection off this August high. I'm just going to be transparent on that one. And then I'm not sure if we're going to come down, make the higher low. I have absolutely no idea. All right, we have like a few scenarios here, so let's just go over them. On SPY right here, all right, you come down, you can fill this gap. You're probably going to get some buyers here, all right? But, you know, if you don't, then, yeah, you're looking over there. Let's just say you do, all right? You'd probably bounce up. You could either get a lower high here or you get your higher high. I have absolutely no idea. If you get the higher high, I'm going to be, you know, like, I'm sure this scenario would probably surprise a crap ton of people, so that would be a thing, all right? Or you could get the lower high, and you could end up doing something like this, all right? Or you would probably come down here and test that low. But this would put in a low, it would put in lower high, and then you would break that, and, you know, you would have your trend change in full effect. But All right, we don't need to see that happen. What can happen, another scenario, is we can come down here, bust through the gap all the way down here to 416. Because, guys, the last higher low was at 416. So, in order to really see a turn on this chart here, if you want to change the structure of this chart, you're going to need to break this low. What we could do is we could literally bounce up here, and then, you know, you have a sick little head and shoulders going on there. All right, so that could be a scenario right there. Move that right there. And then, yeah, all right, guys, that's really what I'm looking for, unless you really do want to just see, hey, a sick, nasty sell like this. I don't know. I don't know if it's around the corner. I have no idea. I'm just going to say right now, I don't think something tragic is right around the corner. Now, let's look at QQQ, all right? It could be, all right? I've been saying, hey, I think we're going to get at least a decent-sized pullback. I think that's at least going to happen over on QQ, but notice, all right, QQQ already flipped its August high way back right here. You see what happened with this. If we draw a box, let's just draw our box right here again. All right, let's bring that up right there. All right, you literally boom, boom, boom. All right, so that was the thing. I'm not saying SPY can't do that. But yeah, all right, that's on the table. That's all I'm getting at. It's completely on the table. All right, but over here on QQQ, I'm going to point out this. You're above 77 on the RSI, so we haven't hit that in the bear market, and that's why I say, like, hey, a lot of people are probably scratching their head saying, hey, is this a new bull market? I'm telling you right now, all right, these charts, they could be convincing, all right, but I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact we don't have the conditions behind the scene to support any of this. So, yeah, you keep rallying, all right, but I still am going to say I think dated puts are going to be the move if you're up here. I really do. Now, look at this over here, all right? So this was a scenario where you hit exactly here, and this is what I'm saying. This was peak euphoria, guys. That's where you guys, all of us have to understand, not even just you guys. That's what I got to understand. I got to not forget here, all right? Because in reality, that's when this was hit. Guys, this was peak euphoria. That's exactly what it was. When you rallied your butt up here and hit an all-time high. Why does that happen on a chart? You had peak euphoria. That's the only thing, all right? You have greed going on. Can almost guarantee right now. Oh, I don't have it pulled up. All right, hold up. Let me look this up. All right. I think this thing is broken. I'm not using this fear and greed index anymore. I'm going to be using a survey for it. There's like a sentiment survey, but guess what, guys? All right. Do you think this is sustainable? You're in extreme greed territory. You're one off of extreme greed. Guys, the February top was formed off of extreme greed. If you think this has a lot of juice left in it, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you right now, all right? You're buying into the narrative. It's a narrative. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on this. This is why I'm just going to sit. I'm going to sit on my hands here. I did go back to normal trading, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right. Cleared my head this weekend, got everything organized. And guys, if you're getting frustrated in this market, just take a step back. All right. I promise it's going to help. Just take a step back for a few days and just reevaluate everything, reassess. All right. Organize your mental. All right. And get your systems in place, because, you know, this is, you either FOMO in this market or you're going to take a systematic approach. And if you're FOMOing up here, I'm telling you, you're going to have a bad time. It's not going to work out. You can keep going, but I'm showing you guys there's a lot of signs here suggesting, yeah, you're in an extremely euphoric state here. And even you got the weekly RSI over 70. Guys, move this line down. So you have on the daily time frame, you have the RSI matching the right before the all-time high right here before you saw, I think this is a 5% sell. Let's just look at this. No, it's an 8% sell, all right? So if you do get an 8% sell coming off of that gap fill, you're going to come all the way back down here, which I'm just saying that is a possibility. All right, you have a gap down here. If you break over here, I'm going to be watching for it. I will let you guys know as we go on. But yeah, that's going on right there. And you have the weekly RSI over there. But you know what? Screw the RSI, all right? Let's just take a step back over here, all right? You are going to be approaching resistance. Now, do you really think this is this 370 mark right here? Again, like, you can bust up through. I'm not saying you can't, all right? You got Apple going on. You're in squeeze territory, all right? You got Microsoft that still has a little room to go over here to all-time highs. All right, all-time highs right there. All right, we can check out NVIDIA. NVIDIA will actually show you there's a pennant going on here. I don't know which way it's going to break, but, you know, it is a thing that's on the chart. So we are going to be watching for this. This could act as a flagpole, or this could literally just be a pennant that could bring a reversal. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Or I actually go them over there. All right, you do have this potential head and shoulders going on right there. So that is a thing. And yeah. All right, guys. So I'm just saying, you 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Nobody could deny me this one. All right, you are sitting up here in peak euphoria. There's just no denying it. All right, at least on QQQ. All right, QQQ, Nasdaq, NQ over there. We're looking for that pullback. Now, on top of that, SPX, we point out originally. All right, even that has the RSI approaching 70, which, you know, again, screw the RSI. Price action. Do you not think there's going to be a ton of sellers up here? And what did I just show you over there? You're at extreme greed. Now, again, I'm going to be watching this specific survey. I forgot where it's from, but I'm going to be watching. It comes out each week. There's that guy FX Evolution. He shows it, so I'm going to start using that one instead of the Fear and Greed Index, because the Fear and Greed Index, it's been greedy for quite some time. And if you were watching it going off of that, then no, you didn't have a good time if you're just going off that. Now on the channel, guys, we don't just go off one thing. We tie everything together and we go off of the big picture. Now I'm actually also going to show you this, which is something everyone has to be open to. All right, you break this, we're going to put a target on the board. All right, we'll put a target on the board. We have a falling wedge / bull flag. I'm not saying this is going to be a flag over here. I'm not saying it's going to do that at all. But if you were to get the breakout, all right, you're coming pretty high. I'm sure that would also be a move that would, you know, that would scare a lot of people. And again, these are all things that we're seeing right now. This is what happens. Hang on. Let me pull up another thing right here, all right? Let me pull up one more thing. Market. All right. All right, guys, this is like what I'm about to show you is just, hey, we're in this. All right, we are in this. There's no denying it. All right, guys, you're getting this. We have conditions that are like equivalent to the '08 crash, the dot-com bubble, right? Probably all these other market crashes. But guess what? The Federal Reserve, like, they debacked the dollar back in the 1990s. So we're not going to go off of these other crashes. We're going to go off of this one. And yes, guys, there is going to be a new bull market. But guess what? We have not fallen much, all right? You have not. You have fully recovered this. Now, again, I'm going to point out what I pointed out in one of my videos recently over the past week, all right? What other bear market did you have the RSI, the weekly RSI, getting back into oversold, overbought territory? None, all right? You didn't. You had this sick, nasty rally right here, all right? This is on QQQ, all right? You had that going on, all right? That's 24% rally right there. And then guess what? By the time you finally went over here, you were out of the bear market. And it was like the correction done. All right, you're done. Let's go over here. All right, what happened over here? By the time you got back into overbought territory, which that's where you are on the weekly RSI right now, guess what? You were done. Bear market over. You went up another 20% before having a decent sized pullback, all right? I don't think the bear market is done. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think this is 100%. We're seeing exactly what we're seeing right here, right? I understand it's blurry. Maybe that, yeah, that one's a little better. I think we're literally seeing this right now. Complacency, okay? I'm seeing too many bullish calls. I'm seeing no bears at this point. Bears are being silent. I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to say, I really do try and keep the bias out. Someone left a comment saying, something about, oh, I can't, one perma bearish YouTuber at a time. Guys, I'm just letting you know, I'm not a perma bear. All right, I promise. All right, everything I do here on the channel is done. I'm not gonna say some bias is going to be there, but I have the intent of looking at both sides every single video, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Even in this video, I'm doing that. All right, now let's move over here to IWM. I'm going to point out you did have a high volume breakout. I'm going to point out what I pointed out on Twitter the other day. If you guys do want to go follow me on Twitter, I will be posting consistent chart updates over there. All right. If you guys do want to just come trade with me and get consistent chart updates on a bunch of different tickers, as well as SPY QQQ and VIX, and along with my trade ideas, all right, over there you could join the Discord. All right. But yeah, right here you do. Oh, and by the way, 7-day free trial, so it's a win-win. All right. If you find out you don't want it, all right. Worst case scenario, you just cancel after a few days. All right. Best case scenario, you found a new tool. So there you go. I am at your disposal. All right. But right here, guys, you do have increasing buy volume, which I was pointing out, and then over here you do have DIA with also increasing buy volume, and then you have this flag. All right, you have a big old flag going on Mr. DIA that we are calling out literally down here. This is when we were saying the transports somehow weren't confirming it. All right, it is what it is. That's what I'd say, guys. The person who said the perma bear thing, I really do try not to like even show any bearish bias. I really do. All right. Because in reality, if you've been, charting with that and then trading off of that charting, you've been getting wrecked off of a bearish bias. And like reality, you know what? I'm really happy just to be trading, just extracting money again. I'm happy about it. But yeah, guys, also, you know what? I'm going to point this out. All right. I called this out at the over here. Right here, guys, you did hit it with a fat double bottom. If you do end up breaking over here, all right, this zone, you don't have any resistance all the way till up here, all right? Maybe you do come up and form a lower high just right over here. But my logic on this lotto/gamble play was just like, hey, all right, if as long as AI hype isn't dead and as long as the market's got more juice in it, and even if the market didn't have more juice in it, this thing was over 25% shorted last time I looked, you could... you could still see, a sick, nasty squeeze. I was looking for a move like this or a move like this. Now I'm playing it by ear, probably going to offload some here, but yeah, I'll have like 2 contracts for up there. And maybe we get the IV pumping again, and maybe they go to like $1,000 a contract again. I got absolutely over $1,000 a contract. All right. These things were crazy up there. All right. So, yeah, I'm just saying, guys, what this effectively did is put in a higher low. And as long as you break here, all right, you do have an uptrend currently going on here. So that's something I'd throw in there. All right. But yeah, over here, back to Apple, guys. All right. I just want to hammer this home, guys. All right. Euphoria. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Euphoria. All right. Do you see what's going on here? All right. Even the CCI, guys, the last time you got up here, okay, the last time you got up here, you were in this euphoric bull run, and guess what? You just kept going. So I'm actually going to point that out right now. You did have a big fat triple bearish divergence going on here, but it took quite some time. This is on the daily time frame. All right, but that's why I like the RSI. Right? Yes, we use the CCI, but the RSI gives clear signals. Back over to VIX over here, right? I am going to point out you do have a triple bullish divergence going on right there. You have a bullish Harami candlestick formation forming right now. That should be a red candle. I don't know why sometimes it does that. I really don't. Regardless, you do have your CCI in extreme oversold territory over here. This is where you started getting this bounce here. And guys, I'm not saying we're going to get this massive sell-off. I'm saying you're at least going to get the pullback. Let's actually come back over here. QQQ, all right? This is something I was starting to talk about, and then I forgot to finish talking about it over here. All right. On the weekly time frame, I was seeing that. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. All right. Weekly time frame. You started getting up here. You had this decent sized pullback. That's an 8% pullback. Well, do you think this wouldn't shock everyone and get everyone short again and see that extreme greed reading go to extreme fear? Do you not think that would be exactly what happened? You come down to the gap fill. You get some buyers with the gap fill. And then what happens? Maybe you go on a euphoric rally again, and then boom, you finally do start your descent. I don't know. All right, but let's look at this way. 8%. If we're going to match that move, which the condition, guys, is what it is. I told you guys, I'm not biased. I look at conditions, and when things pop up, I'll let you know about them. All right, that's my guarantee to you on this channel. I will continuously and consistently give you, which is the same word. It's pretty much the same word. All right, Henry. But yeah, I'll consistently give you, insights across the board on a weekly basis over here. Yeah, guys, I mean, regardless, you have this resistance right here. Even if you do see a move like that, maybe you do come up to this next resistance. Now you really have people thinking it's a new bull market. Everyone's really getting in their, long positions here. And then boom, I don't know. All right. I got absolutely no idea, but let's just look at this. Let's just take a step back here. All right. Take a step back. Let's put on the fib. I'm going to re-put this on. This is something I've been talking about since we came up here. All right. SPY. All right, same exact thing over here. Even during when you had QE to the moon over here, you still were pulling back. You still had a very decent pullback here. You had a 4.5% pullback twice. Twice you did this. All right, let's just come over to the daily time frame. All right, and guess what? Where does this 0.618 Fibonacci lie? It's right at the August high. So in my opinion, guys, this is your low risk short entry. All right. That's just my current opinion. All right. I don't think you are going to bust out before getting that decent pullback. And again, even if you have a situation like this where we are in a new bull market, all right. And again, this is the most quantitative easing that has ever gone on in history. That is exactly what took place. And that's exactly what, made the markets just ascend into heaven here. All right. That's what took place. We don't have that going on, guys. I'm sorry. But You know, I'm going to be completely real with you. No bias, no nothing. I'm showing you guys conditions. All right. You literally came up here. Boom. 4.5% sell off here. All right. Boom. Did it again. 4.6% sell off there. And then you were off the races. And then you also found your resistance over here at the 0.78. It looks like it bobbed up and down. All right, guys. Well, right now, that aligns with the August high. And I'm saying it's extremely likely you are going to have sellers lurking here. And yeah, with what we just showed, the 74 reading on that fear and greed, I didn't even know it was going to be that, guys. I had no idea. I was going to reference that thing and say that thing's broken because it's not an extreme greed with what's going on right now, that Apple's on all-time highs, but it is an extreme greed. So now you have it across the board. All right, and I do also know, yeah, the put-to-call ratio was very low the other day. So let's just look at that. All right, the put-to-call ratio is all the way down at 65. Guys, the highest spike you're getting is 1.2 over here. All right, let's just look at where May 17th was. You know what? Let's try and do this. I've never really done things like this, but you know what? It's time to start. All right, so we will try. We will try out a new thing today. All right, guys? Let's do this thing. What are we looking at? We're looking at SPY, right? We got SPY. All right. Screw the indicators. All right, just look down here. Want to see, oh, look at that. That was literally your bottom when you had this big spike over here. All right, well, now it's all the way down here. Over here, this is where you started falling last time you were right here. Last time you were right here, this is also where you started trading flat. All right, last time you were trading flat there. I understand it's like different looking. Let me see. I didn't want to do that. Do that? No. Wait, yeah? Is that a move? Yes, it is. Kinda. All right. Regardless, guys, you see on these spikes, this is where you rally on the S&P 500. These are decent sized moves. All right. These are, I know it looks very tiny, but it actually is decent sized move. There's that. And then look at that. You had this spike. You went down for one more trading session, and then boom, you started rallying. All right. After that spike. Well, guess what? We're all the way down here. The last one you were over here, and you even fell right here. So that was the 22nd. Let's just look over there, vertical line. Let's get rid of the put-to-call ratio. We're going to come back over to SPY. We're going to take that off of our chart. And what are we... Oh, where did the thing go? Oh, it was on the put-call ratio. All right, regardless. All right, right here. All right, this is where it was. You started having a decent-ass decline. All right, and how big was that decent decline? It was 1.8%. Now, let's bring back our candlesticks. All right, this was over here. Now, I'm going to say this scenario could honestly go down differently. You do also have a doji candlestick right here. Maybe you call this a spinning top since you gapped up on it. Maybe, just maybe. This is a shooting star over here going on in SPX. What do we have going on in Apple? All right, we just got a doji candlestick. And I'm just going to say, all right, either this was the perfect product. This was definitely planned. All right, this is a thing. This is why, you know, the news can predict, not predict the charts. The news can influence the charts. All right, but typically you do see the charts predict the news. This was an instance, all right, where, yeah, guys, you literally, do you see what's going on here? That's absolutely absurd, all right, which that is a wrong zone right there. All right, is this like dividend adjusted? I swear this, wouldn't it be higher? No, I swear it's supposed to be higher. I swear. How do I take off dividends? Settings. Over here, guys, I know there's a thing. I did it the other day too. I guess I swear there was like a different thing for it. Oh, it's just for dividends. I knew it. I knew it. All right, your boy is not so crazy. All right, maybe he is a little crazy, but you know, not that time. All right, guys. So that is what I'm watching for. That's what's on the charts right now. You do have Bitcoin completely not participating in this rally. That's worrisome, all right? But I'm actually going to come back over to Bitcoin right here, all right? Just know, you can, you know, we're going to put a target on the board. Either you break down or you break up. We're going to see about it, all right? This is a valid formation here. But let's just come right here. This is what I want to point out. You know, this thing's going to bounce unless you get some bad news, all right? Unless you get a news catalyst to do something like this, where your RSI just tanks and just stays down here. I don't think you're going to end up not seeing a Bitcoin bounce here. I understand it's not, you know, it's not going with QQ right now. I could be wrong on that. All right, I could be wrong, but you do have the daily RSI and CCI looking how it is. And let's just put a line here, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm mentally looking at here. All right, do you see where that bounce was over here? This was literally the exact bottom, and I think Bitcoin ran about 40%. 50% before having any decent pullback there. So we do have a pattern for that. And if we do run 50% here, all right, let's bring up that flagpole example here. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. All right, flagpole breakout here, all right? You're rallying a while from there, all right? Yeah, it would literally be the same move, all right? So that is on the table. Not saying it's going to happen. You either get a news catalyst and it tanks Bitcoin from where it is right now, all right? Or you're probably going to start seeing the decent bounce, all right? But, no promises on anything. We're just going to keep reviewing the charts here, all right? You see IWM close back underneath this range. Not good for buyers. Is not what you want to see as a buyer, all right? That is just not. All right. And that's pretty much it. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.